welcome to our YouTube channel. This is me, Nicky Sinha, and I am here with part 3 of Ashokan Edicts. So if you remember, in the last class, we had discussed till Pillar Edict 3, and today we will continue with our discussion on that, and we will start with Pillar Edict 4. So let's start. All right. So Pillar Edict 4 states the responsibilities of the Rajakas. Now, Rajakas were one of the officials who were responsible for a part of the administration, right? And their roles and responsibilities have been explicitly stated in Pillar Edict 4. What are their roles? What are their responsibilities? So that everyone, even the common men, should know that, okay, this is what they're meant to do. And if not, if they're not doing that, then maybe Ashoka would have wanted his informants, the Pativedikas, to inform him that the task is not being performed. Okay. Next one, Pillar Edict 5. Now, this gives a list of animals and birds that should not be killed on certain days. So, there were certain animals and birds according to Dhamma which were not to be killed on certain days. But then there were certain animals which were not to be killed at all. So it also mentions a list of animals that should never be killed, right? So yes, there were certain birds and animals which could be killed on certain days while performing rituals or any kind of yagya, but there were certain birds and animals which were not to be killed ever. It also describes the release of 25 prisoners, and this Pillar Edict has been known as Delhi Topra Pillar Edict. Please remember this. This is very, very important. Sometimes the question which will be asked to you will not state Pillar Edict 5. It will simply ask you, this name, right? You might be given this name and you will be asked to identify what was the content of this Pillar Edict. So you must know that Pillar Edict 5 is also equal to Delhi Topra Pillar Edict. Now, Pillar Edict 6. It talks about the Dhamma policy of the state, which is the welfare of the people. Now here, basically the whole idea is that Dhamma has been adopted, right? But Dhamma is not just about religion. Dhamma is also about how it is incorporated in every aspect of the administration. So that is what it talks about. It talks about the Dhamma policy of the state. So how has the state incorporated the policies of Dhamma in the welfare of the people, in administration, in revenue, or in general, how it has been incorporated in the state mechanism. Pillar Edict 7. It talks about Ashoka's work for fulfilling Dhamma, tolerance of all sects, and it also tells you all about the Dhamma Mahamattas. So, this Pillar Edict basically talks about a few things. The first thing that it talks about is what has Ashoka done to fulfill the roles and responsibilities that comes along with Dhamma. So when he had accepted Dhamma and when he had made Dhamma a part of his state policy, he also had to take certain measures, which he had. So this pillar inscription particularly states the methods or the measures which have been taken by him to fulfill the responsibility towards Dhamma, which was incorporated in the state mechanism. Apart from that, again, it talks about tolerance of all sects, right? Which we have also talked about in major rock edicts. So this again is a very important aspect of Dhamma. Now, this will also tell you all about the Dhamma Mahamantas. Who were they? What were their roles and responsibilities? Who has been appointed? what is the location, all of that information you will get from this Pillar Edict regarding Dhamma Mahamantas. Next one. Okay. So with this, we have finished our Pillar Edicts. Okay. So as I told you, this is the number of Pillar Edicts, major Pillar Edicts that we have. So now we are moving on to other edicts, for which we don't have names particularly. We have their location and we have the content which is there, right? So Ashokan edicts have been divided into different categories. We have major rock edicts, minor. We have pillar edicts, and then we have other rock and pillar edicts. So that is what we will talk about now. Okay. So this one is called Allahabad Qasim Queen's Edict, Kaushambi or Schism Edict. Please remember this entire name, because the question that they can ask, the question can be asked in any which way. They can give you any name for this. They can give you the Queen's Edict, they can give you Allahabad Edict, they can give you Kaushambi Edict in the question, and you will have to remember what edict are they talking about. And only if you know the names, only if you know all the names, will you be able to identify all the edicts. Okay? So here, what has been stated? Ashoka asked the member of the Sangha to refrain from causing division in the ranks. Samudragupta's inscription is on this edict itself. Which edict are they talking about here? They are talking about the Allahabad or Prayag Pillar Prashasti. So this is what they're talking about. They're talking about the Prayag Pillar Prashasti. So Samudragupta's inscription or Prayag Pillar Prashasti is on this edict itself. All right. Jahangir had shifted this edict to the fort at Allahabad. Now, what is this edict talking about? This edict is talking about the members of the Sangha. Ashoka is asking the members of the Sangha that they should always present a united front, right? And in the Sangha, once you're in the Sangha, everyone is equal. There is no division of ranks. There's no division of Brahman, Vaishya, Kshatriya or Shudra. Everyone is equal. Everyone is either a bhikkhu or a bhikkhuni. So that is what Ashoka is asking the Sangha, that there should be no division in ranks. Okay. Next we have the Kandhar inscription. Now this is a very famous inscription. You know why? Because it is bilingual. Certain part of it is written in Greek, all right? And certain part of it is written in Aramaic, right? Because this inscription is located in Kandhar, and that was the language of that place, because we have Indo-Greek settling there, and yes, we have Aramaic which was spoken there. So that is why this inscription has been installed in two languages. It is bilingual, so that everyone, whether they speak Aramaic or whether they speak Greek, they will be able to understand this inscription. So this is a very interesting one, because it shows that Ashoka really wanted to connect with everyone in general. So he has made sure that language should not be a barrier. Next one, Kalinga Edicts. It is also known as Bhauli or Jogada. All right, it is also known as what? Bhauli or Jogada. Again, you have to remember both the names. You have to remember Kalinga, you have to remember Bhauli, and you have to remember Jogada, right? So what is this inscription telling? This inscription says that all men are my children. Now here, Ashoka basically means to say that all human beings are his children. Now, he has very explicitly stated in one of his rock edicts that when he talks about protection, he is not talking about protection of his subjects only. No. He means to give protection to everyone in general, even if they live far and beyond his realm, even if they live far and beyond his kingdom or empire. So when he talks about protection, he means protection of all. And that is why explicitly it has been stated here that all men are my children. It does not matter the caste, the creed, the religion, the gender, or which kingdom do you belong to. If you are here and you are my child, and I will protect you. That is what Ashoka means to say. Okay, moving on to the last inscription for this class. We have Sannati inscription, which is also known as the Karnataka inscription. It gives you the site of all 14 major rock edicts as well as 2 separate Kaling edicts. This is actually a gold mine for all historians, don't you think? Because when they discovered this, they also knew about the location of all the other edicts, isn't it? Because it gives you sight of all 14 major rock edicts, right? So this definitely was a gold mine for all the historians, because through this they would have been able to find all the locations. If they had discovered a few, they would have been able to discover even more. And yes, but obvious, it also gives us details about the 2 separate Kalinga edicts, which actually is very important in Ashoka's reign, because that marks the turning point of his reign, isn't it? That marks the turning point of his reign. It is after the Kaling War that he turned towards Buddhism, and he actually turned a new leaf as far as his administration is concerned. So, all right, that's about it for today's class. We have covered pillar inscription, and then we have moved on to cover some more of other inscription according to the location and the content. So I really hope that you have understood this, and I'm again pointing it out, guys, that this is a very important concept because you are bound to get questions from here. There has to be 1 or 2 questions which you will get from this particular topic. So be very thorough with this. This is a very easy scoring topic. If you remember what is there in the inscriptions, there's nothing which can get the question wrong. So I really hope that this video was useful, informative, helpful, and most importantly that you understood everything. If you still have doubts and difficulties, please feel free to address them in the comment section, and we'll be more than happy to help you out with it. Till then, please take care. This is me, Nicky Sinha, signing off. Thank you.